I started 3 years ago, but mainly investing myself into the stock market. The more time I spend on analyzing in advance, the higher my win rate is usually. My favorite one for sure is the trading peak. I think there is always a difference between the approach of if you just want to pass challenges or if you actually want to trade well.
Hey everyone, it's Fabio and welcome back to another interview. Today I'm here with Alex, who mainly trades indices and metals, and he has done over 10,000 US dollars in payouts with the trading pit so far, with his largest payout being over 3,000 US dollars in one single payout. Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. Can you maybe introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are?
Yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Alex. I am 39 years old. I was born in Austria and I still live in Austria. I am not a full-time trader. I trade on the side. I have another job that keeps me quite busy. And but I made some good progress recently and I like to continue with that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for the introduction. Can you maybe share with us how long have you been trading for and where did your trading journey start?
Overall, I started, I think, 3 years ago, but mainly investing myself into the stock market and started trading with a broker with my own capital, which I still do, mainly for swing trade ideas. And then I came across roughly 1 year ago, 1.5 year ago for prop trading. And I started with the trading pit and I used also other prop firms, but my favorite one for sure is the trading pit. I have the best experience so far.
Well, very happy to hear. Very happy to hear. And why do you have a good trading experience with the trading pit?
I think the rules are pretty clear in terms of risk management and everything that comes along with that. And those are not outrageous rules. I think they are pretty good actually, that you keep those in mind. And I had zero problems in any way with any payout so far. So all the payouts came in time as scheduled, and no troubles with anything. Good support, and I like the platform, and it's my favorite prop firm, and I only use this one now. I don't use.
Fantastic. Well, happy to hear. Now, already doing payouts is obviously very unique and a big achievement. What is the exact strategy that you use in order to get those payouts? Is it mainly based on technical analysis? Do you use fundamental analysis? What's the strategy?
I think you have to use all the tools available, ideally. So, my strategy is based on technical analyze, which I do usually before I enter trades, and I spend the most amount of time analyzing in advance what I want to do. Those are found this way I think is the best for me. And sometimes I spend maybe 80% before actually placing a buy or a sell to analyze the markets, and maybe only 20% of the time to actually manage the trade. Um, the more time I spend on analyzing in advance, the higher my win rate is usually. So, and I find this also very interesting and challenging. And so that's a mix of technical analysis and chart patterns, price action, and the overall bigger picture in the market to analyze. Yes.
Yeah, because what are the exact confluences that you actually use to take a trade? Can you maybe walk us through how you take a trade? Is it mainly based on market structure? Do you use for value gaps, supply and demand zones?
Yes. Normally I do a top down, which means on the higher time frame on the instrument I'm trading, which is currently gold mostly, and Dow Jones, and some Nasdaq, and some stocks, but stocks a little bit less on the prop account because the spreads are higher and this kind of thing. So, but on the indices and on the forex. Normally, I start from the weekly time frame down to the lower time frames. I mark the key levels that are important. This can be fair value gaps or support and resistance, supply and demand zones. Then I dive into more the smaller time frames, and I look for technical setups For example, for the candle range theory is something I use a lot, which are normally my best trades, but also fair value gaps to some extent. And then I monitor the price action. Sometimes I just set pending orders at certain points of interest with defined stop loss and take profit, and I do not even look at the trade once it's open. Those are my best trades normally.
Yeah. Yeah, the highest probability trades will pretty much always be the ones that you just let run to either stop loss or take profit, no interference. Well, that's very good. Furthermore, what time frame do you execute on? So is it mainly on the lower time frame, or would you say on the higher time frame? I know you start the analysis on, let's say, the weekly, but where do you actually take the entries themselves?
On the if I scalp, which I do mostly on the prop account, when I do scalping, actively managing trades, I do it normally on the 5 minute, and sometimes on the half hour. Yes.
Okay. So 30-minute entries, starting the higher time frame analysis on the weekly.
Yes.
And is there any specific confirmation that you wait for before entering a position?
This depends on the market dynamics, I would say, and price action. That sometimes it's let's say 70% of the time it's better to wait for confirmation. But if you wait for confirmation in scalping, sometimes you miss out and don't have a good risk reward. So it depends. I don't have a fixed schedule. Let's say that I trade every day from this time to this time, because I have a job where I travel a lot, and I don't have regular days where I say, okay, from Monday to Wednesday, this time of the day I trade. So I adjust depending on my overall schedule. So
Okay.
if if I know that I have, let's say, 3 hours or 4 hours, then most of the time I do something like going to the gym or go for a run to get some energy out, and then be zoned in to scalp, and be really actively managing my trades. And then it's more easy to sometimes wait for confirmation, as if, on the other hand, if you set pending orders where you don't wait for, you cannot really wait for confirmation.
Yeah. So if I understand it well, the strategy that you use to pass prop from challenges is at times and get payouts is that sometimes more feeling based and actually very, very mechanical. You'll be
Yes.
looking at, hey, what is the actual momentum of the market? How do I feel in the current market conditions?
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes, for example, the candle range theory that I trade is a technical based setup, and sometimes when you see in the market that those are not coming only on one pair, for example, but they happen simultaneously in different assets. So if one works really well, given the market conditions, the probability is very high that the others are working too. So these are trades that if I see that one is working really well, I try to find more of those kind of setups given the current market conditions. So then I just set the pending orders most of the time where I know my entries should be, and they work really well. But sometimes you see, if you have a setup, or it can be a flag breakout or whatever, that they fail on certain stocks and or indices, then the chance is very high that they fail on other ones given the current conditions. So you have to be a little bit like water. You have to adjust to your surrounding. You have to adapt to what's going on.
Very
So
well said.
very
With
hard
current
to.
market conditions specifically, right? If we look at what's
Yes.
happening on gold or what Trump is saying,
Yes.
obviously gold moves become suddenly much larger than they used to be, right? So based on
Yes.
that, you have to adjust your overall approach.
Yes, I normally I use 0.2 lots on gold is my default, and now I use sometimes 0.05 or even less, because the moves are so big with the volatility. This is very important to understand. And I have been trading gold the recent, let's say, 2 or 3 months, almost exclusively to the long side, which was working really well. But now, after this big drop, there is a lot of volatility, and you have to adapt. If you do not, then it will screw you. So
Yeah,
for sure.
well said. And what would be your number one piece of advice for traders out there who are looking to pass prop from challenges and get payouts?
Well, I think there is always a difference between the approach of if you just want to pass challenges or if you actually want to trade well. Like you can pass challenges and trade well. It will usually take longer, and but overall, it's a game of skill, or it's a you need skill to be successful, and you can gamble, but most of the time it will not work out. So the earlier you learn discipline and good setups, the more it benefits you. And in the end, doesn't really matter if you want to pass the challenge or you want to make payouts or increase your bankroll. You always need to be disciplined, have a good setup on the technicals, and you need to have your mind set right. Like it's very mental based,
Yeah.
and this is for me is 90%.
Well said. And how does it feel to make over $10,000 trading with prop firms?
Yeah, it's pretty good, of course. But I am more happy if I see a trade setup that works out. I don't care too much about the numbers, right? It's nice if you get the payout, and of course, I think the possibilities are very big. You can make a lot of money if you follow your rules and you are disciplined and consistent. And this is in the end is a side product, like
Yeah.
more focused
Well said.
on trades.
So, as a profitable trader who's now done consistent payouts, you would say that a trade hitting its TP is more satisfying from a technical perspective than the actual monetary gain of that trade itself.
Yes, exactly. Because if I see a setup and I spend, let's say, 1 hour, 2 hours or longer just to figure out the best entry and the placement of the take profit and the stop loss and the risk reward, and if it works out, this is the most satisfying. I don't care if it's 200 euros or 1,000. Doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Fantastic. And why would you recommend the trading pit to other traders?
Um, I think in terms of there are other prop firms that have more strict rules for breaching the account, and I think the ones that, like I mentioned earlier, that the trading pit has are very good ones because they really help you also for your trading. It's not something that they they just try to not get you to a payout. It's
Yeah.
they really want to make you better, because the risk management guidelines and the margin requirements, those are essential things and they are very important. And if you stick to those, you will never have any problem. If you just make solid trades, there will never be a problem with the trading pit, I find. And also the payouts are very smooth. So if you have a payout, sometimes maybe I make a mistake and I don't know, I don't hold the position long enough, or I scalp too quick, or something happens. It's not that then every time someone comes and says, "Hey, you screwed up, so we're not gonna pay you out." This I found really good.
The peace of mind that the trading pit provides you with is essential for your trading success.
Yes, yes. I did not understand that in the beginning, because I'm also like most people, I would say, like bit of an impatient person, and I also want everything to be very fast. But you have to understand that in trading it doesn't work like that. You're
Yeah.
not gonna be like a sprinter. It's more
Yeah.
like a marathon, and those rules provided, they make you more like a marathon runner instead of a sprinter.
Well said. Well said. Well, Alex, thank you very much for this short interview. Really appreciate you taking the time to be here, guys. If you have any other questions for Alex, make sure to let us know in the comment section down below. Alex, thank you for your time, and yeah, a lot of luck wish to you, and keep it up, and a lot more payouts should be heading your way.
All right, thanks a lot.